Welcome to All Things Jazz. I am your host, Jazz Margalev, 25 years old, Latina living in California, specifically SoCal, the heart of surf, and everybody's just really laid back. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I am filming this at 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday night. It is the summer where I usually would be outside, but I stopped people pleasing. I stopped living for others, and now I protect my peace. I'm at home, in bed, not gonna wake up with a hangover. I'm gonna wake up to go praise the Lord tomorrow morning. I don't know if it's just me that's going through all these crazy changes. I'm trying to understand my childhood. I'm trying to understand my behaviors, my patterns, who I'm gonna become, because 20-year-old Jazz is not the same as 25-year-old Jazz. I know what I bring to the table. I know my value, my worth, the community that I want to continue engaging in and building up. I told myself what was the best way to start this podcast. It was through a Q&A, getting to know me, who I am as a person, who you're following. Who you're following is so important. You need to be following people that are aligned with your vision. I wanted to create the safe space so that women feel seen, heard, valued. My brain and my creativity work better at night. I have been forcing myself to fit in this standard and to fit in this box for way too long. I've always been a night owl since I was a kid. I used to finish books at night. I would read until 1 to 3 in the morning. I would go through an entire book. Summer reading had nothing on me. A book and me, we were locked in. All it took was one night. That being said, I realized that I want to be more creative and I want to free flow. And that's going to happen late at night. And I'm okay with that. We're going to start with the juiciest question from my Q&A on IG. I'll be doing my Q&As on either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, depending on what my ADHD chooses that day. So hopefully it's a day that you're free. Before we begin, I just want to clarify, this is a Poppy. I am sober and happy. How do you handle people trying to dim your light? Couldn't understand why people were so mean, and I would cry all the time, and I was super sensitive. And I will say I'm still sensitive. I'm super outgoing. I'm sensitive. I'm an emotional gangster. That's how I am. And like Amaya Papaya said, I am not everybody's cup of tea. Just don't drink it. I had to learn that I'm not for everyone. If I was for everyone, that would probably be a problem, if we're being real. Have guys approached you before you're fit? Honestly, I was never anyone's first choice. In high school, in college, in my early 20s, I was honestly chasing after guys most of the time. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be chosen. I was raised in a super strict household. I was not outside like that. What I will say is when you do glow up and you become unrecognizable, you are going to have all those guys from high school try to come back years later talking about, I always thought you were beautiful, or, oh my God, it's been so long. I'm so proud of you. No, don't entertain that. Anyone but high school men, please. Craziest thing a friend has done to you and how you overcame it. This is actually crazy, but I think I just have to say it. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I am Christian, and you're gonna have a lot of spiritual things happen in your life, okay? Yes, I've had girls betray my trust, go after my ex. I've had girls that talked ill about me even though I helped them so much. That's not bad to me. That just reflects that someone is unhealed, has nothing to do with me. How people treat you is a full reflection of themselves. It is important who they follow and what religion and what God they are following. Because I didn't know that I was friends with a girl who came from a lineage that did black magic and witches. I had no idea. I was completely I was familiar with it, but she didn't show signs right off rip until I found out that she was actually doing a witchcraft on me. Remember, I think it's because I didn't feel aligned with her, and the conversations that were being had were always about other people, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Distanced myself. She got pissed, and then I found out she was doing some spiritual, weird stuff. That was an ultimate betrayal because I was so open about being a Jesus follower. She had gone to church with me as well, so that's why I had no idea. I didn't even know witches actually attended church, but that was the trippiest and weirdest betrayal ever. But to use religion and spirituality against someone who was once your friend that's just, I can't. The number one question that I did get asked, it's about my inflammation. What changes did you make to lower your inflammation? What helps lose fat, being bloated? What helped get rid of the inflammation? I had posted a before and after of my weight loss in my face. No, I did not use weight loss medication, fully natural. It actually took years. And that specific photo difference, that was like about a year apart. And honestly, men play a huge role on your hormones. I hate to say it and be the bearer of bad news. You can be doing all the healthy eating and lifting, but if you are in a toxic relationship, if you are in something that's not aligned to you, you're going to have your acne issues, you're going to have your inflammation, your hormones are constantly being disrupted, and you're constantly placing yourself in that position. That's honestly what was like one of the biggest things for me. But I will also say cutting out gluten and dairy as much as I could. I really try to cut it out as much as I can. But sometimes, honestly, it's just, I can't fully cut it out just because of cultural foods. Like if I want to eat tortillas with a little bit of Oaxaca cheese, or I don't know, like I want arroz con guandules, pernil, like there's just stuff that doesn't technically align with holistic eating, but if I'm craving it, I'm gonna have it, obviously in portion. Nutrition was number one, and also cardio, implementing your steps. And honestly, it's the same repetitive stuff you're gonna see, but cutting out gluten and dairy as much as you can was a huge game changer, and eating digestive enzymes with every single meal. As far as skincare, gua sha, lymphatic drainage, huge. Highly recommend. How do I start my relationship with God? You've inspired me to deepen my faith. Thank you so much. Back to the spiritual stuff. I accepted Jesus when I was 12 years old. Everyone has a different calling at different ages. For me, God called me at a young age. Honestly, I just never felt like church was a burden. My parents never forced me. I saw God change their life. I came around, they let me naturally come around to church, and I had an encounter with Jesus when I was 12. It just transformed my life, and I never thought that God wasn't real after that. Deepening my relationship with Christ, it's something that I really am truly trying to work on actively right now. Reading scripture as much as I can, reading books that help my faith, listening to more worship than worldly music. I really want to cut it out by the end of the year. It is very hard to let go of, but I'm making a big effort. And also fellowship with other godly women have been transformative in my own journey with God. I just say, like, who you surround yourself with matters. If you're around people that aren't spiritually aware, don't believe in Jesus, it's honestly going to be pretty difficult to keep up with your faith, because there's no one around you that's pushing you towards that. The 5 people in your life, right? You make up a percentage of all 5 of those people, and that's who you are. So just think about that, and who you surround yourself with. That goes back to like when somebody did me wrong, recognizing spiritually who I'm around, and just deepening my relationship with Jesus. So that's big. Lip combo. My combos is the I Heart Ole Henriksen balm, this, and then I will do a Glossier lip liner. For everyone asking updates on my skin, I am now actively on Accutane. It has been my bestie. It has helped with my flare-ups. It is not fully gone. I have just really mastered a good makeup tutorial in order to do my content and feel my best self, to be honest with you. I've never had acne growing up. It has been the weirdest thing to deal with as an adult. It does take a toll on your mental well-being, your emotional well-being. It's just been a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I will update you guys when I'm done with my Accutane in 3 months. What kind of things, hobbies do you indulge yourself in, like any regular guilty pleasures? I've been building Legos. My boyfriend is into Legos, and I thought, oh, like that's cute. But I realized that I don't turn my brain off. Even when I think I'm resting and watching a movie, I'm not. I'm thinking about every single other little thing I have to be doing. So I've started to make Lego flowers, and I have a bunch of them now. I have the botanical collection. Today I actually bought a new one because it just came out. So I will update you guys when I'm done building that. Any advice on starting a solo journey? So before I get into how amazing my man is, let's talk about my single journey and how difficult that was. I could not be alone, like ever. So I had to go on my own little journey. I had to put my pride aside and recognize that I need to be okay with my own self, falling in love with myself. What do I like? What activities do I like? Healing my inner child. I'd been in and out of relationships since I was 19. I never poured into myself, didn't want to talk about my trauma, but untapping that and not just being aware that I had behaviors that weren't amazing. So how do we heal that? Not just by awareness, but also recognizing that I need to heal that. That's my biggest thing. Everybody needs a therapist. If you say you don't need a therapist, unless you're God himself, you don't need therapy, but we do need the help. How do you feel about posting your love life on social media? This is a big one. I feel like very back and forth about it. Sometimes I'm like super excited to post, and other times I think there's just moments that are sacred to us, certain pictures that are just too pure for the internet. And recognizing though that when you know you're protected by God, nothing will shake you. People can, there's people that are like, oh, you'll get evil eye, or people are always wishing bad on you. You're going to have to start having problems with your man. I promise you that you and your man having problems is not because somebody dislikes a picture of you guys on social media. You guys probably have deeper issues that you guys need to work through. Everyone wants details on my man and how I knew that he was the one for me. 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not self-seeking. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Now, what I want you to do is when you meet a man, I want you to place their name in the place of love. So, for example, is Anthony patient? Is he kind? Is he not self-seeking? Does he delight in evil? Does he rejoice in truth? That tells me everything I need to know. If you cannot fill their name in the blank, more than likely it didn't come from God. And that's how I knew, through prayer. What helps you getting out of a dark state of mind and building better habits? For as long as I can remember, since I was little, I did deal with some severe symptoms of depression. I would say that I don't have depression as much anymore. Anxiety is a different beast. That even as an adult, it's something that can cripple you. It can cause fear. It's not an easy thing. Getting out of a dark state of mind is not easy if you do it in your own human power. Hear me out. Whenever we talk about mental health, right, it's a lot of you. I've come to realize, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I hate to be the one to tell you that I was right, but without God, we are nothing. God created the mind. God created the heart. God created the body. So why wouldn't we go back to our Creator to ask Him how we can heal those parts of ourselves? That does not mean that you don't go to therapy, that you don't do treatment if necessary. God has also placed people that are healers, aka doctors, to help us. Now, what I will never agree on, and what I have seen in some podcasts, is some Christian influencers coming up on here talking about God completely healed me. He can heal you. You don't need medication. You don't need therapy. You just need God. Pause. Number one, they are not professionals. Number two, there is something taught theologically. A lot of scripture is taken out of place. It does not support Christians who do struggle with mental health. You struggling with mental health does not make you less than. Getting yourself out of a dark place requires you to be vulnerable. A lot of us are walking in pride. When you walk in pride, you cannot get the help you need. If you do not get the help you need, you cannot heal. It is hard for us to take a step back and say, I am broken. I need help. I'm not okay. We are not meant to do life alone. The first thing that they teach you when you are placed in psychiatric evaluation is before you leave, they ask you, who are your 3 points of contact? Who are the 3 people that you are going to be leaning on when you get out of here? That tells you something. We are not meant to wake up every day and act like everything's fine. If it's not fine, you need to find someone you trust. And if you can't find someone, find a church. And I know that's hard for a lot of us. Going through church hurt. But I promise you, you're going to find a church where you feel at home. If you don't feel ready for that, I need you to lock in with a friend that you trust, a family member, someone. Low-key thinking about quitting grad school and my job to pursue creative goals, I say do it. A lot of people are like, well, you need a plan B. You need a plan of action. You need to be safe. When has safe ever been the option for people that are extremely successful? It took risk, it took sacrifice, it took being broke in order to elevate in your life. Healing your relationship with money begins by taking the risk and trusting that everything will work out. If you're constantly in the hamster wheel, in the cycle, in the same place, and you are miserable, change it. Stop the hamster wheel, take the leap of faith, and lock in. If you know you have a gift of creativity, if you know you have a gift of organization, you need to go into that gift and try to apply it. God does not put things in our lives, in our minds, to not be successful. He wants us to succeed in life. Honestly, all it takes is for us to want that for our own selves. So I say do it. What's the worst that can come out of it? It doesn't work out. And then you can say, I tried something and it didn't work out. Try the next thing and the next thing and the next thing until you feel like you're walking in purpose. How did you start your online business and how did it become successful? Within the first year of launching my online coaching business, I made 6 figures. At the time, I thought that meant I was going to be a millionaire. If you look at the statistics right now, in order to live comfortably, you need to be making 6 figures. The economy has changed. All I will say is this. When it comes to online business, it's all about marketing. Your main lead generation platform is going to be social media. I know a lot of people want to start an online business without establishing a physical online presence. And I say physical in front of online because you want people to be physically inclined. You want them to connect with you. Why would a consumer buy something from you if they don't even know who you are or they don't like you like that? Create a community first. Don't be worried about chasing money. Chase community and your community will support you. It's super rewarding. But do not chase the money would be my first tip. How do you not take revenge on someone that you really want to do that with? As humans, we want to take control of everything and everyone. If we feel like we're in control, that means that something is good. We're not trusting that God's going to take care of anything. We're like, your vengeance is too slow. You're not going to do it like me. That's what we're telling God when we want to get vengeance. But I can promise you one thing. God's justice comes to light. When people do evil and people are walking in darkness, it does not work out. No matter how much you think they are winning, they are not, I promise you. How many times have we sat in a room and we thought we're the smartest person in the whole world? Or we were the best person in the whole world? Humility wins every time. And with that being said, I want to tell you guys my story, who I am. I have shared it in previous videos, but there is so much that I've been through in my lifetime. And since it's 11 p.m. at night, and I have my poppy, and we getting into it. I share the highlights, but the stuff that I went through on the East Coast was not easy. And real talk, most people would not make it out the way I did. I think sometimes I question things and I ask God, why did that have to happen? And then years later, God shows me why it had to happen. And now I can walk in my purpose and my truth and my light. I can help women. I can't even believe that I get to meet so many of you. I've held so many of you when you guys cry, and I'm going to get emotional because that's real connection. That's real community. You cannot fake that. You cannot buy that. It's real, authentic love. Without you guys, I would not be here. I simply would not. And I'm coming to learn that life is not about money. Life is not about the expensive things. Life is not about the materialistic things. Life is about memories and experiences and people's hearts and souls. And when you can connect with people and change lives, like, you win. And I won in life. Like, I'm content. I don't need anything else. I think about it. I don't need anything else to be happy. People ask me, like, what's next? Like, what, like, you know? And I think I have so many ideas in my head. But right now, I'm in a waiting season. I'm sitting back and I'm like, let me cook. Let me cook something different. Let me come different. I think I just can't wait for the rebrand. Because sometimes we don't understand what God is doing. Whoever's sitting behind the screen, it's never too late to evolve, transcend, and to keep growing. And anyone judging you of not being who you used to be is still stuck in the same pattern. If anything, that shows that you've grown as a person. And I've come to learn that people only treat you the way they feel about themselves. So let people say what they want. Let people walk in their own truth. Everybody is always going to have their own perspective. Everyone is going to have something to say. If you sit there for the rest of your life analyzing every single thing that someone has to say about you, you will be unhappy. But what are you going to choose? To be unhappy for the rest of your life because someone doesn't like you? Stop dimming your light for people and giving people so much control over you. For what? For a split second of validation. If I had to live my life through validation, I would rather be 6 feet under. Living for others gets you nowhere. Live for God. Live for you. Keep walking in power and truth. And when I say that, I don't mean that lightly. It's not a corny little saying. You got to walk in power knowing who you are. Walking in your truth, knowing what you've been through and who you are as a person. A lot of us walk with our heads down. Just because you're confident in who you are does not make you a bad person. Being cocky and being confident is two different things. If you have to put others down to put yourself up, you're a cocky person. But if you can uplift others through your story and through your light, that is confidence. People need that. I'm choosing to live in light, to live in love, and to never stop fighting for the things that I care about. I just can't wait to see this podcast grow. I don't know what the name is yet. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know what the name is going to be. I want to make this a safe space again. I want people to feel seen and heard. That's what makes me happy. So if I can do that for somebody today, I'm going to do it. If you're trying to support the girl, like, comment, subscribe. Comment new topics to talk about in the next episode because I'm just ready. I just want to get this going. We're going to come different this season of life. Pa adelante con fe. Moving forward with faith. Besitos. Cheers.